Hey everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen, and we're going to make an Iron Man mask today. Alright, this is a basic, very simple mask just to make. You can make a big one, put it on a cake, a small one for cupcakes, whatever you want, but it's real simple. So you start out with a square, you roll out your red, cut out a square, and then using a cutter that's a little bigger than the square, you saw how I did it just there. Trim off the top. That's going to become the top of Iron Man's mask or helmet, whatever you want to call it. Take a little slice off each side to make it a little more narrow because he doesn't have a big fat round head. And then at the bottom, you're going to make a couple little cuts. Take one side off, like you saw I did there, of the corner. Flip it over, put it on the other side, and then use that to make another cut so they'll be pretty much even. And even though, I do this, sometimes it still doesn't come out very even. But leave a little bit of flatness in the center there at the bottom because that will be where his chin is. I'm going to make a couple more little cuts. We're going to give him a little bit more of a jawbone or cheek line or whatever you want to call it. And try to do the same thing again. Take your cut off one side, turn it over, cut it on the other side, and hopefully it'll be pretty well matched up. I'm going to round it just a little bit, but not too much because he is Iron Man after all, so, you don't want to make him too angular. And then, again, take another trim off toward the top of the head. Okay, taking your yellow now. You're going to roll this out pretty thin, like pretty much as thin as you can go without making it become see-through. I lay the whole piece over the little Iron Man shape, the red shape so far. And just kind of trim off the extra. We're going to put the marks in it to cut, to show where to cut before we actually cut. So right now I'm tracing the actual outline of the helmet so that I have a proper size to work with. And then I'm going to start putting little marks for the takeaway parts. Up top, I'm putting a straight line across and then two lines that come up and out at an angle. On the bottom, it's going to be kind of the same thing. You're going to come in and then down and kind of cut it in a little bit in the center. Like, you can't really see what I'm doing here, but I just wanted to show you that by doing this, just look at a picture of him. You're going to see where the red shows and just put marks on it so you can cut it out. When you get everything marked out, then take it off the red, put it down on the counter, whatever you're working on. And then you can really cut out your details. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm trimming it out, cutting around where those cheekbones are. In the top, cut out that wedge at the top. And here's what I was talking about before, how you cut out a little bit at the bottom where I guess the mouthpiece would go. And like I said before, this is just a real basic one. So I'm using the traditional comic book colors of the red and yellow. I'm not doing more of the maroon and gold like all the Avenger movies. Change the colors if you want, you can always add more details to it, but this is definitely going to be your starting point right here. So yeah, there you go. You see the yellow, lay it back on top, see how nicely it matches up. That's why we did that. And that little piece of line that's rolled out really, really thin, it's going to be become the outline for, I guess, the mouthpiece of the mask. And it follows the shape of the bottom of the mask. So it goes down, comes up, goes over, down, and up again toward the side of the yellow. The gray here are going to be the eyes. I cut them out kind of angular. I just put them up, just see how big they are, see what they look like. And then I ended up trimming them into rectangles anyway because I realized his eyes aren't really quite like that anyway. And when you place his eyes, place them more toward the center of the piece you're working on. They don't go toward the top. They are set more like a real human's face. So the eyes are kind of in the middle. That thin yellow piece just outlines the separate piece of the helmet where the eyes sit a little recessed. I'm using my knife blade to put little marks in the yellow again just to show where I guess pieces of metal would be joining together in the mask. So they're not actual lines, but just little indentations to give the idea of it. So there's one tracing down each cheek. There's a little one that comes down under the mouthpiece there. A circle that I found just because it fit inside the red, make a dent on the top. And that's it. You got yourself an excellent Iron Man mask. And you can, like I said, start here take it further, whatever you need to do, but this is an awesome jumping off point and everybody will know what you made. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Check out my other videos. I've got other superheroes and other Marvel characters, so check those out. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching Caketastic Cakes.